I'd like to welcome everyone for coming out on the evening such as it is. Quite a storm, but everybody braved it and got here, and we're going to start with this. I'd like to welcome Ken Potter, Professor Potter, and the students of the Water Management Resource. And I'd also like to give them a big thank you for all the work they have done for us, and it's been a great help to us what we want to do, what we'll move forward with doing and preserving Lake Marion. One of the things I would like to mention that we have accepted the grant for restoring our bypass work. It's for taking out the dam, its title, but we're going to apply, put an application in, and we want to build a bypass around the existing dam and possibly in the old stream bed, I believe. Is that correct? Or near to the old stream bed, and preserve the dam as a historical structure. At this point, we can't really see that's going to happen because nothing has been presented to the DNR yet. That has to be in the deadline for doing that is June 4th. Jewel Engineering is doing the work for us on that, and then the DNR will take a look at it, and they'll probably come back with some ideas of their own and have to be modified. So there probably won't be any construction starting much before 2012, I would say, in that area. Also, I'd like to mention that there is a group of people that have volunteered their time, and we're going to be working with Andy Morton, who also works for the DNR, and he's very interested in working with the village and the group of people that, and we're going to look for grants, and he's got some ideas and some resources that for funding rehabilitation of Lake Marion. One of the plans we have, we don't have anything in stone at this time, but we're talking about maybe installing a well to supply the lake with water. Again, that's something that we have to take a look at. Right now, everything's just kind of hanging in the air and what we're going to do. But this group of people, if I start naming them, I'm going to forget somebody, and I'm going to really feel bad. So I'm going to refer to them as the Lake Marion group. That way, I got everybody covered. And but anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. We'll be working with Andy on that. He was going to be here tonight. He called me just before I left and said he just wasn't able to make it because of the road conditions. And he apologized for that. And he said he still wants to set up the meeting for doing this study and working at grants for us. And we kind of agreed that right now this time of the month is getting pretty full, and we might have to slip into January. But we're definitely going to move forward with this plan. I guess at this time I'd like to turn it over to Ken. Okay.
Well, let me also welcome you. I'm glad to see so many people who came out tonight on a cold and snowy night. I know it was hard for us to get out of Madison. The traffic was so bad. Less than 2 years ago, on a snowy evening, Steve Bourne and I met with a number of boosters, Mesomanni boosters, leaders, and talked about ideas about Lake Marion and Black Earth Creek and recreation and so on. And out of that was born this project. And since then, we've unleashed this creative group of students that you're going to hear from tonight. And I'm not going to steal any of their time or thunder, so without any further delay, I'm going to introduce Joe Cheptek, who will serve as the Master of Ceremonies for this.
Hello, all you Wisconsinites who aren't afraid of driving in those winter storms. Not bad out there, really. Once you get past Madison, it was pretty easy. So we're here tonight to give our final presentation on the work that our Water Resources Management graduate class has done on the restoration and recreational enhancement of not only Lake Marion, but the surrounding park and Black Earth Creek corridor. I'd like to start by saying a little bit about the Water Resources Management class of 2010. It's really a wide range of graduate students who've had undergraduate studies ranging from engineering to we've got attorneys, geologists, biologists, ecologists, architects, chemists. So this graduate program at the UW is one that brings in students from a real wide variety of backgrounds. Many of the students already have their master's degree in another area or earning double master's degrees. We have students who are just beginning their careers, some who are in the middle of their careers, and then others like me who are towards the later part of their careers. We've got people from all over the United States as part of our graduate class, and as far away as Peru and China. So we've really bring a lot of educational experience as well as cultural experience into exploring this really interesting water resources management problem. We're going to be talking about a number of things tonight. We've been studying the Lake Marion area for the last year, and we've really looked at many aspects of Lake Marion and the resource management of the Lake Marion area. When we started the project, we were really looking to inform stakeholders and decision makers about what might be done if the dam were to be removed. Because at that time, no one was really sure whether the dam was going to be removed. I think the fact that the village has decided to accept the grant and remove the dam makes our work and our findings much more relevant, because we know now that it can be applied to a real-life situation. As I said, we studied really many aspects of the Lake Marion area, the physical aspects, biological aspects, community aspects, and tonight we're going to focus on 4 major areas, and again I'll just say these are not the only areas that we studied. But the areas that we'll talk about is the lake, managing the lake, not only the water supply, because since the dam is going to be removed, a new water supply needs to be identified. Because right now the dam is diverting Black Earth Creek and gravity is feeding water into Lake Marion for its water supply. Well, after the dam is removed, that will no longer be the case. So we've looked at scenarios for new water supply, but not only supply, quality of water as well, because we're interested in improving the habitat of not only the lake but the surrounding area. So we've looked at issues of water supply as well as water quality and habitat improvement, habitat for animals and plants in the lake, around the lake, the park area, and so forth. So that will be the first part. The second part of the presentation will be on planning for the park and the surrounding ponds area. We've done a lot with community work. There's been a number of meetings we've had with the community. We've sought community input on what the community would like to see in the park, and that's all gone into this planning for the park as well as the ponds area. The third major area we'll talk about is the floodplain impacts and considerations. And what I'm talking about here is that area upstream from the dam. When the dam was placed where it is, that's had an impact on the upstream environment. An impact on siltation into the floodplain, an impact on the stream itself. And we looked at that. We've assessed the impacts of the dam on the upstream floodplain, and we've come up with some considerations for restoration of that area once the dam is removed. And then last, we'll talk about those future funding opportunities. We've done a bit of work in that area, and we'll talk about some of the grants that are available to the community for funding some of this work.